gives two possible answers. And he says, on a basic level, you can say it's the difference between the open teachings and the secret teachings, okay? So the normal Buddhist teachings, if you practice them, it could take, I don't want to tell you, 10 to the 60th power, eons, eras, okay, eons, billions of years, okay? If you one of the retreatants was saying why after 2.5 years they didn't get enlightened. I'm like, you know, so you know, in the open teachings, it takes a long time. Okay, it takes a very long time to purify yourself. But if you study the secret teachings, the higher teachings, Diamond Way, Vajrayana, and it's called Tantra also, but I don't like to call it Tantra because the word is misunderstood. It's considered some strange thing, and it's not. It's a very beautiful, pure, innocent, lovely thing, okay? But let's call it Diamond Way teachings. If you practice Diamond Way teachings correctly, then in a single life, in this life, you can become a Buddha, okay? So when you say, I will do it quickly, it's like, I'll work as hard as I can on the open teachings. And the second time you say, I will do it quickly, you're like, I will use the secret teachings to do it faster, okay? Then he says on a deeper level, the first quickly could mean the Diamond Way, secret teachings. And the second quickly could be doing the secret teachings in the fastest way, okay? So you could say that also. The first quickly is using the secret teachings. And the second quickly is using the secret teachings in the fastest way, all right? And then he again mentions, as an example of someone who did it the second way, who? Gyalpa Wensapa. So we talked about Gyalpa Wensapa at Diamond Mountain. This is a Tibetan Lama who it is believed gained enlightenment in this lifetime. So if you say, is there any example in Tibet of someone who practiced the secret teachings and got enlightened in one life, everyone will say Gyalpa Wensapa. And I think he lived about 500 years ago, 450 years ago. And so what was his trick? What did he do? How did he take the Diamond Way and make it even faster? Okay, what did he do? Guess. It's the first picture in your book. Huh? Teacher. Yeah, he had a teacher, okay? He honored his teacher. He did Guru Yoga. Guru Yoga means his practice was his teacher, okay? His practice was his teacher, his relationship to his teacher, okay? And I'm not doing this in a self-interested way. You should all have your own teacher, whoever calls to you. It could be your mom, could be me, could be your mom, could be your husband, could be your children, could be Jesus. You decide. It's not my place to tell you what size pants to wear. That depends on your body, and your teacher depends on your soul. So that's your own decision, right? But you must have one, and you must have a sweet relationship with them, because that can make everything happen in one lifetime. And that's going to be the first subject of the Lam Rim after we prepare. After this course, we jump into how to find a teacher, how to identify a teacher, what makes a teacher authentic, what makes a teacher, what kind of integrity do they need. Check them out before you take them, right? So there's this, that's the difference, okay? And that's why the first photo is my Tibetan teacher, okay? Got it? So every time you open up this book and you see that first photo, you're going to say, I need a teacher. I need to have a personal relationship with a teacher, okay? Because that's the core of everything. In this tradition, it's everything, okay? You need it. Okay. Dechir du lam sama lama hle nyanjo ki gone the I will meditate now upon the teaching on the steps of the path. To do that, verse 36, I will follow the deep practice of the deepest path, the path of the angel, the path of my Lama. Okay? So it's the path of a Lama. How you relate to your Lama, your relationship to your personal heart teacher. In our Buddhist tradition, in the lineage of the Dalai Lama, this is, you can't get anywhere without it. It's everything, okay? You must find your personal teacher who fits you. Okay, everyone's different, and you have to find the one that fits you, and take them carefully. Don't do it quickly, okay? If you take your time, that's fine. Okay. I didn't really ask Ken Rinpoche to be my Lama for, I think, 5 years. I lived with him for 5 years, and I waited. And then one day he's out on the porch, and I said, will you be my Lama? And he said, yeah, okay. I waited until I checked. I lived with him for 5 years, okay? I cooked for him for 5 years before I asked him, okay? All right. Luckily he said yes. Sometimes I say, okay, I'm going to wait in 5 years and give you an answer. All right, we don't have a lot of time. So the practice of meeting your Lama, thinking about your Lama before you start your meditation is very important. And that's what we go to next. That's what we go to next. Page 27. We are going to start a practice which you should always do before you meditate, which is to bring your Lama into the room, ask them to sit in front of you. This is after the last one, okay? And you say, please sit with me. And you start to collect good karma with them and to clean out bad karma with them, okay? So this is the garden, this is the karma garden. Starts again here. Verse 37, we are blessing the ground. It's called Sashi Jinlam. The very ground of the entire planet becomes suddenly smooth as the palm of your hand, without a single stone. A vast surface made of lapis lazuli, yet soft to the touch. So supposedly, according to Buddhist scripture, when you get to heaven, there's no garbage on the ground, there's no rocks. It's just all like a nice carpet. My friend Dan Stivers, you know him in Tucson. He's the head of ACIP. He did this thing, it was so cool. For his children, he built a rubber floor in a big living room, you know, so they could play there. The whole floor is bouncy, and the kids love it, you know. They jump in that room. They just jump up and down on the floor. The whole floor is rubber. And he built it very carefully. He designed it himself, and he built it for them. So underneath there's plywood, then there's all these weird supports, and then there's more plywood, and then there's rubber, and then there's more. It's like a sandwich. In Tibet, if you drop a book, you're supposed to go like that, okay? Just so you know, tradition. So it's funny, because when I went to visit him, I also jumped on it. It was very fun. Me and the kids were jumping on it, the whole living room. And supposedly, according to Buddhism, heaven is like that. The ground is kind of bouncy, okay? You can bounce on it, all right? So that's why I put the lapis on the picture. The picture, that's lapis lazuli, okay? Cool stone, comes from Afghanistan, mostly. All right. Verse 38. The entire expanse of the sky above is suddenly covered in clouds, the gifts of perfect goodness, unsurpassed, all things ever offered by gods and humankind, some set before me and others inside my mind. Okay, this is an ancient custom. It's found in the Kangyur. It's 2,500 years old. There was a bodhisattva named Samantabhadra. In Tibetan it's called Kundasambo. It means perfect goodness, okay? His name, like Bhadra Virasa, was it? Bhadra, anyway, never mind. It means perfect goodness. His name was perfect goodness, okay? And then he created this kind of offering. It's very cool. Maybe it would make a good song or a good play or a good dance, okay? He made this offering. In his mind, he imagined the whole world covered with the sky covered with rose petals, the whole sky filled with rose petals, And then he imagined them dropping down softly one by one on his lama, Like the whole sky is covered with soft rose petals, and the whole sky smells like rose. And then slowly they're like, boo. And then suddenly his lama's got rose petals all over him, And he did this practice. He was meditating on it. And then he found a mantra that would help it come true. You see? He found a mantra that would help it come true. Right? And we have that mantra, and it's in the text, okay? So now you know what the clouds are on the right side of page 26, okay? That's actually my house. That's taken off my porch, okay? Pretty awesome place. And it's easy for me to imagine those clouds of roses, because the clouds are like that. Where I live on the Mogollon Rim, which is the earth steps up a few thousand feet, and then all the clouds jam up there, and rainbows happen, and stuff like that. It's a very cool place. So, here comes the mantra, page 39. Okay, here comes the mantra. And they don't explain the mantra much, but I thought you would enjoy an explanation of the mantra. Since you're going to be saying it, it's nice to know what it means, okay? They don't explain it, but I found it in the Kangyur, okay? Here's the mantra. I'll give you a lung. Lung means a blessing that comes from my Lama of how to read the mantra. Okay, I'll just say it one time. So just listen carefully. Om Namo Bhagavate Vajra Sara Pramadane Tathagataya Arahate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tadyatha Om Vajre Vajre Maha Vajre Maha Teja Vajre Maha Vidya Vajre Maha Bodhicitta Vajre Maha Bodhi Mandopa Sankramana Vajre Sarvakarma Avarana Vishudana Vajre Swaha. 3 times, okay? Focus. Om Namo Bhagavate Vajra Sara Pramadane Tathagataya Arahate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tadyatha Om Vajre Vajre Maha Vajre Maha Teja Vajre Maha Vidya Vajre Maha Bodhicitta Vajre Maha Bodhi Mandopa Sankramana Vajre Sarvakarma Avarana Vishuddhana Vajre Swaha. One more time. Om Namo Bhagavate Vajra Sara Pramadane Tathagataya Arhate Samyak Sambuddhaya Tadyatha Om Vajre Vajre Maha Vajre Maha Teja Vajre Maha Vidya Vajre Maha Bodhicitta Vajre Maha Bodhi Mandopa Sankramana Vajre Sarvakarma Avarana Vishuddhana Vajre Swaha. Okay? I translated it, okay, just for fun. You won't have time to write the whole thing. You can get it from Venerable Jigme. Maybe she can print it out or something, okay? I bow down to the 3 jewels. And by the way, this is the long form of the mantra. The translation is the long form from the ancient times. This is a shorter form, okay? I bow down to the 3 jewels. I bow down to the conqueror, to the heart of the diamond, the destroyer, to the one gone thus, to the destroyer of the foe, the totally enlightened one. Thus it is. Om to the diamond, to the great diamond of glory. These the secret words of greatness. Swaha, to the diamond of the wish for enlightenment, to the diamond of the great enlightenment, which is the very essence, to the diamond which purifies us of every karmic obstacle. Swaha. Okay, so that's it's called Chutingi Sung. Say Chutin, Ki, Sung. Chu means chupa, what's that? Offerings. Tin means a cloud, okay? A cloud. Like a radio is called lungtin. Anyway. And then Sung is an ancient word for mantra, okay? It's an ancient word for mantra. So, this mantra will help the offering come true. Okay? So you imagine in your mind the sky filled with flowers, and you start them, the petals floating down like pieces of cotton or feathers on your Lama's body one by one, okay? Thousands of soft petals falling down, and then you say this mantra and it comes true. Okay, got it? It becomes true. And then Pabon Rinpoche says, be careful what you wish for. He says, why make it wimpy? Cover the whole sky. Don't have a little like puff of rose petals, like cover the whole sky. Since it's going to come true and it costs you the same, why not just cover the whole sky? Don't cover a little piece of the sky. Don't wimp out on your visualization. At this point, screw down your attention, screw down your focus, cover the sky with rose petals, or whatever petal you like. And then start them falling, and then say the mantra 3 times, okay? Got it? Very cool. Very cool. And you nail it down with dento. Say dento. Dento means an act of truth, okay? An act of truth. A classical act of truth in ancient India is you say, if it's true that I did my yoga every day for the last 30 days, may the Ganges River flow backwards for the next hour. Okay? So obviously you have to have something you did that you can tell the truth about. Okay? I often say, if it's true that I tried, it's kind of get out of it, you see. Because it's always true that I tried, right? Maybe not. But there's many stories of people who, it's like turning the Mississippi backwards or something for an hour. If it's true that I love my Lama, may the Mississippi River flow backwards for the next hour, and it will flow backwards. Okay. That's called the act of truth. Okay. So I'll read the act of truth, and then we'll finish for the night. Okay. And then the last word is, by that truth, may those offerings, may the flower petals come and fall. Okay? Got it? To whom, in whose perception do they fall? The Lamas. From the Lama's side, they will see it. Okay, from our side, we're wishing, we're imagining. From their side, they see it falling. Okay? Does that mean you see it falling? No. Because, okay? We're just doing an act of truth so that they see it falling. Okay? That's enough. Got it? It'd be nice to see it falling, but maybe we're not there yet. Okay, last thing. Then we got to run. I have a bunch of dates tonight. I call on the truth that the 3 jewels do exist. I call on the blessings of every enlightened being and every bodhisattva. Page 29. I call upon the unimaginable might of the 2 collections, total and complete, meaning wisdom and merit, right? I call upon the absolute purity of emptiness, which is called the realm of is, okay, in this text. And by its inconceivable power, may all this actually be. Okay? And then suddenly, your Lama sees flower petals falling. Okay, got it? So the mantra makes the petals really happen. But then the act of truth makes it really happen. And an act of truth, you can do anything, If I tried to be patient with my husband for the last 24 hours, may my Lama see rose petals fall. Just any spiritual practice that you did, you can use it as material for an act of truth, okay? Something you did, good. Should be good, okay? Not by the truth that I got irritated with my friend yesterday, okay? That's not an act of truth. It's true, but it's not an act of truth. Got it? Okay. It's very cool to do acts of truth, okay? You can do them sometimes, okay? You have to have done a good thing, and then you have to swear by that truth. And then weird stuff can happen, okay? Like your Lama seeing flower petals fall. Okay. Are you ready, Venerable Phil? Is your voice okay after all that birthday singing? Okay. What's it feel like to be 16? I mean, I'm just curious. No, to be 16. Okay, let's go. 17, okay. Sam Chorim